Artificial intelligence is here. ChatGPT has disrupted the world, and Microsoft and Google are in an all-out war to dominate the market. So what's now, what's next, and where to from here? Hey, what up? It's your boy MobbJustice back again with another video, and for today we're going to be extending our conversation around artificial intelligence, generative AI, ChatGPT and the like. If you haven't checked out our previous video about ChatGPT and everything going on there, you can definitely go and check it out. For today we're going to be moving forward and focusing on three key issues. The first one being this war that's going on between Microsoft and Google for artificial intelligence dominance, also getting into enterprise and personal uses for AI, and then we're also going to be getting into some of the dangers that are coming out from deep fakes. As always, this video is brought to you by the team over at Lion Media. Head on over to check out some of the crispiest photo, video and audio content. That's www.lionmedia.com. Head on over, check it out and just see what the team can do for you. Now, before we get into the main discussion points for today, I wanted to touch on monetization of ChatGPT for just a moment. It was one of the things that we spoke about in the previous video, and more details have been coming out ever since. We spoke about the $20 charge that is there per month for ChatGPT, and that has been rolling out since then. It's called ChatGPT Plus. Subscribing gives you three main advantages. The first one being anytime access, because the platform does experience a lot of traffic and tends to be down at times. So if you pay, you have access anytime. Secondly, you also have access to faster responses to queries from ChatGPT. And third, you have the benefit of being able to get access to some of the latest features as and when they come out. Now, I do understand it takes a lot of resources to actually run a platform like ChatGPT, but in my view, I think they're actually throttling or slowing down the access for some of the non-paying users as a way to force people to get onto that $20 subscription. The main reason I say that is because if you think about it, OpenAI has a deal in place with Microsoft using the Azure cloud, and if you think about the fact that that is the second biggest cloud computing company in the world, then they really shouldn't be that much of an issue, trying to scale a platform. Yes, you've got the resources that you need to be contending with, but guys, you've got Microsoft. In our last video, we took time to look at the rollout that OpenAI has had with its two main consumer platforms, that is DALL-E, image generations, and ChatGPT, that is text generation. And I have to say that OpenAI's rollout has been quite masterful, because when you look at it, you can see that they've likely been planning all of these different steps along with Microsoft. Microsoft recently brought out its implementation of ChatGPT and GPT as a platform into its mainstream products, starting off with Bing, really bringing in a new way of searching where people get an actual answer as opposed to a list of search results as with the Google paradigm. Now, Google, having been a leader in the AI space all of these years, was honestly caught napping. I don't think that the technology itself is something that Google doesn't have. I think it was the rollout and the execution piece, because when they had their presentation just a day later, it was a complete disaster, and we saw Google losing about $100 billion off of its market capitalization because of that. So what people are calling Bing AI, or the new Bing, is basically an improved version of ChatGPT. A person will be able to get the normal generative function, but you also then get references. You can scan certain documents, let's say put a PDF into the browser, your Edge browser, and then you can get summaries of that and interact with the documents in ways that hasn't actually been seen before, which has been amazing. The execution from Microsoft on this end, amazing. So what we wait to see on that front is how Google's actually going to respond. They showed off a couple of cool features using AI, but on the generative side, how are they actually going to implement into the existing catalog of products, particularly search? Or is there a new way that they want people to then interact, with their platform? For Microsoft, we've seen the implementation with Bing, we've seen implementation with the Edge browser. Now we wait to see how things are gonna go when it comes to the Office suite of productivity. And that leads nicely onto the second main point, which is how people are going to be interacting, whether we're talking businesses on the enterprise side or consumers on that end. They've already shown as Microsoft disruption to the world of search, and we're likely going to see a disruption in the world of enterprise and IT systems. With GPT embedded into your Office suite, it will be very possible that a company can just plug its data into that system, and people across an organization using the platform. Let's say your Microsoft Teams, you can be on a Teams call and have a bar on the side that will be able to generate answers for you. Let's say you're in a sales meeting and you need to know what's the right product for this specific client, for example. You'll be able to generate something like that. That is some of the things that I would see going on forward. And with that, there's also an opportunity for organizations to be using GPT, whether it's through Office and that for specific platform, or going directly to OpenAI and seeing how they can use the GPT platform in their own organization, plug that in, and then build maybe custom platforms on top of that. That's actually going to be an interesting one to see whether people can go forward with something that's off the shelf, such as your Office suite of products, or they will go the custom route where they come in. But using cloud services like your Azure, some of that technology will likely be built in, so that will likely be one of the ways that people have access to it. I'd say an example of this is with the Reading College. It is a school that is in Cape Town. I had an opportunity to engage with them about a week ago, and that is an example of an institution that is taking the way forward. Instead of banning the use of the platform, as we've seen with certain schools in the United States, the college is having pilots of ChatGPT and other generative AI between students, who can use it as a research tool or whatever it is, and then your teachers using it as a way to increase productivity, school plans, teaching plans, that type of thing. One thing I forgot to mention during the recording is the fact that ChatGPT is still getting certain things wrong in terms of responses. We mentioned that in the previous video, and that is an opportunity. This is a tool that can increase productivity, but it's not yet something that you can completely rely on to maybe produce and generate something and just completely trust it's going to be completely correct. You still need the human element to come in and just vet and make sure that something is accurate, add what you need to, tweak what you need to. An example of this, you can paste links into ChatGPT, and I recently pasted a link of one of the articles that I had written, and it summarized it. And in that summary, it actually introduced errors, things that hadn't even been mentioned, in the article, but it says it in an authoritative way, and someone would think that I had said that, just because of the summary that's been given. So that's something to look out for, something to keep in mind. At the same time that things are progressing positively with the use of generative AI, there's no doubt that bad actors in our society are also looking at the opportunity, to do some nefarious activities with these same platforms. Like with ChatGPT, there are also platforms that are now generating images, as we've seen with DALL-E and also Midjourney, but also at the same time, there are those that can produce, let's say, text to voice, maybe produce a podcast or a song that is within the voice of someone. We've seen Examples of this, people being able to create an intro, sounding like Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan didn't actually, say something like that. And also videos, that is a big danger. Deepfakes, where someone's likeness or image is used, to create new content that is not genuine, was already, creeping up as a problem. But I think generative AI is one of those things that's going to take it to another level. And once again, that is another area that's likely to create opportunity for cybersecurity companies that will be able to create their own AI systems that can actually detect when certain pieces of content have been generated by artificial intelligence. So basically good AI versus bad AI. So in conclusion, AI is here, and it's probably best that people get on board. It's gonna be messy. The technology is still new, so there's going to be a lot of teething problems along the way. But it's probably best that people learn how to use it, as opposed to trying to throw it away or to pretend that it's not here. I really like the example of the school in Cape Town and how they're taking it on and actually moving forward, because the tools are here, and if it's going to make companies and organizations as well as people way more productive, then these are things that are likely to be here. Instead of being afraid of the technology, rather embrace the technology and also accept the fact that the technology is here. So you can let us know, have you been playing around with ChatGPT, DALL-E, Midjourney, all of these various platforms? I've heard of Poe and others that people are playing around with now. What are you using? Are you still on the fence about using something like this? Because there really is a big opportunity to create something new, or to at least create new ways of working. You guys can let us know what you think, and if there's any other points that you feel like we should add for our next video, because as you guys can see, the train is here and we're gonna keep going. You guys can let us know what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
This is Muffs Too Much, and you're watching Mob Justice TV. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. We're there on YouTube. Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe.